Welcome back to Wallace Backfield. Bobcats will look like they will kick off, so we're going to see that defense right away. Big advantage if the Bobcats can get up there and stop them on the first drive.
Yeah, I agree, and I believe we need to come out and put ourselves early in the game. Stop their offense and get something going here early and get some confidence for these kids.
Harriman probably saw the tapes and are probably going to try and use some of that speed to get to the outside. If we can stop that, I think we're going to be in good shape.
They definitely need to stop the outside. And here come the Blue Devils. They definitely need to stop the outside sweeps. That was killing them last week. That was the main thing to hurt them against Seymour.
Exactly, and Harriman does have a little speed. It looks like they don't have a lot of size. So if the Bobcats can keep that big offensive line moving behind a running game, probably wears the Harriman team out.
And some of those kids up front looked great at the end of that game last week. Bean played a solid game, as did Robinson.
Exactly, so the Bobcats are in good shape here. They could win this football game and get a good advantage. Every time you win, you get an advantage over. So, and Harriman, of course, made the playoffs. We didn't. So it's a big football game. Beautiful evening. Starting to get a little cooler, but still we're in summer, so it's a little humid. I want to make a correction. Number 77's last name is Jeff
Salyer.
Salyer, there we go. I want to apologize for that. And we just want to say that we're about ready to play some football. Number 4 for Harriman is Byron Basil, Nikki Eskridge, and Carlton Goins are back deep for the Blue Devils. And they are facing a sun. So that may have something, we'll see, that may have come into play. As you can see, he's shielding his eyes. If he loses it, the ball's blown off the tee.
Yeah, we were down on the field before the game, and the sun was brutal looking into it that way.
So good call by Coach Johnson to put them in the sun. Could get a turnover, so it could be costly. You know, you never know. You got to take all your advantages, just like you take the wind in the fourth quarter. You take the sun in the first, I guess. But we're about ready. Sean tees it up, waiting for the officials. Jason informs us already. Official dad, I think. I don't know. But here we go. They get the signal. And we're underway in reaction as he gets off a good kick. Back, and it will go. And it's going to be a touchback. Good job. If it goes anywhere in the end zone in high school, it is a touchback. So, and the sun did affect him, so it's going to be tough if Harriman wants to throw the ball in the first quarter. At least till they get to the 40. So good start for the Bobcats. Big crowd here for Oliver Springs. 1st and 10 from the 20. Bourne will be their quarterback. They're going to split the backs. 32, Carlton Goins, and 24, Nikki Estridge. So they won't get the full toss effect. And immediately at the middle, and nothing. Phil, I don't think you can run against the Bobcats up the middle.
No, sir, I don't think so. They have not let anything get up the middle yet this year. Tackle.
Lucas Collins, number 44, Tony Hirsch.
Lucas Collins and Tony Hirsch on the tackle. Good job by the Bobcats.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10, so good start for the defense. Let's see if they can hold this series. Backs are split, Goins and Eskridge. Bourne under center. Again, up the middle, and about 3 yards. Good tackle by 54.
Carlton Goins. He's brought down by number 69, Jeremy Bean.
Jeremy Bean and 54. Lucas Collins again on the tackle. Looked like he was going to get something, but he dragged him down for only a gain of 3. So our flag, the officials are having a discussion. False start. So I don't. You may want to decline this. Trying to look over at the Oliver Springs sidelines.
Illegal procedure.
Decline. It'll be 3rd and 8. So this is a big down. They got to stop them on 3rd and long.
Good choice by Coach Johnson there, I believe, to decline the penalty. Stick them with the 3rd long here early.
Yeah, don't give them one play to make 8, not 2 to make 12. You know, you never know. So maybe we might see Borm, who is a pretty decent passer, played all of last year. Bobcats like to get some pressure. Let's see what we can.
Oh, good pressure.
Oliver Springs all over that play. Beautiful. Hirsch smelled that out. They got great pressure from the end. 55, I believe. Tony Hirsch, and they smelled that out beautifully. Had pressure on them. They could have intercepted the football. So good play. Great defensive stand for the Bobcats. They lost 10 yards on that series. And now they're going to be forced to punt into the sun. Oliver Springs should get great field position.
And he had problems punting earlier before the game, practice.
Norton. Fair catches at the 35. So great starting field position. As you know, that helped Seymour last week.
And let's hope we can get the same effect for us this week.
We're almost already in field goal range.
And for Simpson, I believe it is.
So the Bobcats, they can see what that offensive line can do. I mean, the defense started off on a positive note, setting the tone maybe for this football game. Let's see. Of course, Hirsch and Miller. 86, Tim Carroll, lone setback. It looks like Oliver Springs linebackers are ready to take the snap. There's a pitch to Miller, breaks the hole, cuts back, picks up about 10, so that offensive line opened a big hole.
Good start from Miller. He had a big game last week, and he got a lot of yards late, and I was hoping they'd go early this week.
Phil, I can sense maybe a little confidence building in this Oliver Springs football team.
They look a lot more confident than they did last week. Maybe that game under their belt helped, and I'm sure Coach was hard on practice this week.
Poised. It was short, 2nd and 1. So, you know, I'm sure Coach would love to get a touchdown here and get that offense confident, get that offensive line, open some holes. Jones under center, 2nd and 1. Miller and Hirsch in the backfield. Miller straight up the middle, has a hole. Dragging and turning tackles down inside the 10. A big offensive line right now. And a fired up off Oliver Springs team.
Miller carried about half the team down the field on his back that play.
As I said, they were small, and Miller benches 300. They may have a tough time bringing them down this evening.
300 pounds and 300 guys.
So the Bobcats right now averaging about 12 yards a play. Much different story than last week. That game obviously helped them. 1st and 10, just inside the 10. Chuck Jones tried a little quarterback delay, not much. Got a couple.
That might have been one of those wrinkles that Coach was talking about.
Exactly, and, you know, it keeps Harriman's head, you know, they're looking for Miller, you sneak Jones by, but he gained a couple, so it will be 2nd. I'm not sure, Phil, is it a goal situation? It is a goal situation, so it'll be 2nd goal from the 9. It's where Oliver Springs has to punch it in.
Gosh, I mean, this is just a complete from last week.
Exactly, but let's see how they do inside the red zone. 2nd and 9, they need to get pitch to Miller, has a hole, keeps driving inside the 4, down to about 3.
Another good run by Miller, once again carrying defenders on his back. He got about 5.
So big 3rd down. I say you pitch it. Try your luck. I don't think. Every time Miller's touched the ball, he's got about 5 yards. So big play. 3rd and just about 4. Big offensive line getting their splints. Chuck Jones under center. We're just at under 8 minutes left to go in the first quarter. And they do pitch it. He's got a hole, and he will go into the end zone for the first Oliver Springs touchdown of the season. And the Bobcats score pretty easily, Phil.
And this team looks fired up this week. They look a completely different team. I think Coach probably was hard on them this week, and it's paid off.
The blocking, I mean, you know, they're just opening some huge holes. Miller was already in the end zone pretty much before he got touched.
That offensive line's great in this first series.
So already the monkey off the back. Oliver Springs defense looking great. Got to keep this intensity. Snap down, kick, good. No good. Hook.
No good. Bobcats
So
6-0.
that hopefully doesn't come back to hurt us. The only thing gone wrong for the Bobcats. So with 7:48 left to go in the first quarter, Oliver Springs 6, Harriman nothing. We'll be back in just 1 minute.
Wash the dirty blues off your car at Mullins Performance Car Wash, located at Briar Cliff and Emery Valley Road in Oak Ridge. Mullins Performance Car Wash has a detail center and a staff member on hand to make sure you have everything you need. Mullins Performance Car Wash offers a state-of-the-art computerized touchless automatic car wash that cleans your...
So back with you, Oliver Springs up 6-0. Simpson again to kick. I believe on that drive, you could say that Miller had, 4 carries, 35 yards? Not bad. And here comes, and kicks it deep, and it's going to be caught at about the 2. Basil takes the tackle, but then swarmed under by the Bobcats to about the 23. Andrew Gaze on the tackle. Craze. Crazy on that play, if you want to say. And it's, again, Harriman will start keeping their territory. The Bobcats' defense, which right now is a -10 for Harriman.
I think Gaze played basketball.
Yeah, it's Australia, right? Busy kids. All right, let's see. Norton, Carroll, and 43 on the other side of the field, or the backfield. Something happened there, but Oliver Springs is just killing them right now. No, they're getting no penetration. Aaron Long just all over. They're hitting the tailback. They're hitting the quarterback. They're hitting the possible pitch man. They are just all over this Harriman offense right now.
Right now, it seems like Oliver Springs is dominating both lines.
And that could be big. I mean, Harriman is small. I mean, Oliver Springs weighing 230. Harriman looks to weigh 180, if that. There's a little hole. So a good gain, about 17. So and it looks like. So it'll be Harriman's first down, but so far, good job by the Bobcats.
And that's what we were talking about, that when they bounce outside, how they have a problem catching up with those guys when they get out there.
Good play by Norton to come up and force him out of bounds to keep the game to a minimal. That's good. Not much. Bounced it outside, gained about 4. Oliver Springs, Tim Carroll, and Justin Holt in on the stop. He broke it a little outside, but that time not near as much success. Got a couple, about 4.
Yeah, going's nowhere on that play.
Yeah, going's nowhere. Back to the huddle, I guess. So it'll be 2nd and 6 for Harriman, but they are moving the football a little bit more this time. Again, up the middle. Borum kept it.
Kept by the quarterback, Borum.
But the Oliver Springs is doing that thing. It's going to be 3rd and 2. They're hitting both they're doing kind of an option, but with a split backfield. And Oliver Springs had the tailback, and Borum muscled his way for about 4. So it's going to be 3rd and 1, right at the 48.
Big play.
Oliver Springs can hold here. They probably go for. I don't know. You might want to go for it, because if Oliver Springs drives down and scores again, you could be in trouble. Here we go. 3rd and 1. Borum on the option. No, they have it. Can they get him? They got him. Beautiful play, strung out beautifully. Lost a bunch. Pressure. Again, no penetration for Harriman. They lost about 8 yards on the play. They're going to be forced to punt. Oliver Springs right now just dominating.
Good penetration by Jeremy Bean on that play. He was in the backfield quick.
I don't know if Borman should have pitched that ball. Dangerous. I mean, you might want to keep it.
Well, it was a high pitch. He didn't make a good pitch on that play, and that hurt him.
Under pressure. I mean, that could have very easily been going the other way. You had 8 Oliver Springs guys to 1 Harriman. Oliver Springs looks to be good kick, and it's going to go Bounce to Norton. He's going to take it, get a couple yards, and get up to about the 30, so 35. So decent field position for the Bobcats. Let's see how they do. Right now, after telling, we're going to hang it here. So far, so good for the Bobcats. 5 minutes left to go in the first quarter. Chuck Jones now with a touchdown drive under his belt. That's big for this offense. They look like they have a little more spring. A nice 5-6 minute drive for a touchdown would be nice.
Be perfect. Offensive line dominating the game right now for him.
Phil, looks like Harriman's bringing a lot of guys up.
They've got to do something to make up the difference in the size.
Miller breaks a couple tackles, dragging 10 more yards.
This kid is running great tonight.
Eric Miller taking Harriman 10 yards.
Taking 5 and 6 guys.
Yeah, to bring him down. It's going to beat Harriman right now. Has got to. Last year they were great. They lost a lot on defense last year. They were excellent defensive. That's what kept them in the game. If their defense wasn't solid last year, Oliver Springs would have beat them. But they kept them in and were able to force overtime. Oliver Springs right now looks to be the team with the better trenches. Again, Miller has a hole, bounces a tackle, keeps dragging him. 10 more yards. So it's first down every play so far.
And the offensive line still opening big holes for Miller to run through.
First down, Bobcats.
So far, I would have to say this is one of the best starts of Oliver Springs I've ever seen. Just blowing people off the ball. Miller just dragging. Of course, Rocky last year was hit the hole and he was gone. But he was not as strong as Miller. So Miller maybe not as quick, but just churning out yards. 10 yards in the cloud at us right now. 42 in at tailback. Carroll goes in motion. Go with your bread and butter. He has a hole, breaks a tackle, breaks another tackle, keeps going. Boreham left, runs over him, down to the 25. He is putting on a clinic, maybe 100 yards before the first quarter.
You might know that. I tell you what, last week they tried to throw the ball a lot, and it just didn't seem to work for them. Didn't click, but maybe this is the way they need to go, running football, because Miller looks great.
Indeed he does. Oliver Springs right now just moving at will and stopping Harriman. But you got to keep going. They cannot, it's early. You don't want to make any mistakes. You want to put as many points on the board early. Make Harriman, if they continue to score like this, Harriman's going to have to leave their game plan. Again, Miller up the middle that time. Stopped him, but he still picked up.
By a host of Blue Devils.
Boyd on the tackle, picked up. Picked up 3.
And if that's his worst run all day, we'll take it.
Yeah, if he can do that every play, we'll have a first down. Chuck in with the play. Miller does not play both ways, and he's in great shape, so he can carry the load for this Bobcat team. Norton is the backup. Of course, he does a lot of things, so you kind of want to keep him right now on the bench. Miller hit immediately, but breaks a tackle and may pick up the first down. I tell you what, he is just right now just overpowering this defense.
And the offensive line doing the same. I just hope these guys can keep up this enthusiasm for the whole game.
And Phil, if you notice, the Bobcats had the ball for 3 minutes, probably 6 or 7 already in the quarter. 3rd and 2. I'd say the way they're running, probably, if they make this down, maybe go for it.
I'm going to go out on here and say they're going to get Miller.
They're going to call a timeout. So with timeout, 1:54, 58 left to go in the first quarter. Oliver Springs 6, Harriman nothing. We will be right back from Channel 12. Brent, big 3rd and long 2. We'll call it 3rd and 2. They need the 14. They're on just over the 15. So far, they have not had to play less than 3 yards, so we'll see. Jones at quarterback. Pitch. Has it. Drags. Wow. God, just powering. 8, 10 yards each time he's carrying the ball. So it's going to be first and goal again.
Contact.
And again, just letting that, well, stop right now, but keeping the clock going, keeping the Harriman offense off the field, and it's still, like I said, it's still hot, and Harriman probably having to use a lot of players, so if Bobcats keep this up, fourth quarter could be a wash for Harriman.
And really, the defense looked tired the second half last week. This is a big help to them early. Defense on the sidelines resting a little bit.
Yeah, keep them fired up. They've only had to play about 8 plays so far in this first quarter. A lot like, I don't know if you saw they just dragged him down to the 1.
Military number 20.
I wish we had a little contact with Jason Daniels. I will go down at the end of this quarter to find out, but I think he's very close to 100 yards.
Number 4, Byron Basil.
And 2 pancakes here.
Yeah. I like mine with maple.
Sammy Maples.
Maples. We're going to the power I. Coach loves the power I. 2 fullbacks, 44 Hirsch, 42 Kenny Bain, followed by Eric Miller. Fumbled. No. Blue Devils recover at the 1, so a turnover, huge turnover for the Bobcats.
That is a big turnover, but Miller's run the ball a lot here early, and he probably just a little drained right now.
He got hit. It was a good hit, but a terrible field position for the Blue Devils. So let's see, the Bobcats can hold him and get that ball right back. 41-70 left to go.
Big break for Harriman.
Wow.
Hit immediately. They didn't know, they got it at the 1-inch line. Eric Lane. They are sticking him. I don't know how much time's left. Probably under a minute. So big break for Harriman, but it's 2nd and 11. Rio, they cannot take any negative yardage on this player. It's going to be a safe. They need to get something to punt, if not just to punt, because if not, it's going to be hard for them to get a decent punt away.
And they might just let time run out here and not get the play off. Oh, safety.
Is that a safety? They're giving it the 1-inch. So Harriman right now doing something you can't, run up the middle against Oliver Springs. It's the end of the first quarter. With the score, Oliver Springs 6, Harriman nothing.
Taking pride in serving.
The inch line, 99.5 yards to go, down 6-0. Again, totally dominated by the defense and offensive lines of Oliver Springs. And I tell you, they're just having fun right now. They're just teeing up. Got to be careful and they make the tackle. I don't know. Harriman may just try and use a little, not something. They don't have much room to work with, but let's see. It was a pitch. They had him, but they gained about 5 yards. But Oliver Springs smelled that corner beautifully. He had really nowhere to run.
Good run by Goings, but Bean and Norton and others right on top of that.
Phil, I don't know if you noticed, but the entire defense was starting to surround him. Great pursuit of the football. Going to get great field position. Barring.
Back to receive the punt, number 9. That's Eric Norton.
Oliver Springs playing it safe, just maybe a return. Norton, if he can just, no stupid mistakes. And a good punt. And he'll let it bounce and get to the 42. That's a good job. I mean, better to have possession, so it's going to be 1st and 10. Bobcats from the 42.
And a real good punt that time. Norton did the right thing, just letting it go away, because that's a chance for another turnover there.
Exactly. If he drops it and it spins away from him, you know, so like I said, it's better to have the ball right now and let that big Harriman hadn't stopped him. Springs has stopped himself one time. But the turnover did not hurt. That's what counts. It just kept him from scoring. So we got 11 minutes left to go in the second quarter. Bobcats up 6-0. Jones and Hirsch and Miller are your backfield. Oliver Springs loading the right side of the offensive line. Harriman bringing everybody in close. Harriman with good penetration, but he's got a corner. He's got a seam. He's just had a flag on the play. Oh, it's probably going to be a holding.
Finally knocked out of bounds by Wesley Barger, number 28.
A great play, but holding. That hurts.
Flag on the play.
Clip against Oliver Springs, so that hurts.
That erased a 25-yard gain there by Miller.
By the Bobcats.
It's going to be first and 25, I believe. So that hurt. But right now, Harriman's sending everybody. And games like that, if they get it to the outside, are going to be big. So
First and 25.
first and 25 for the Bobcats. So they're just going to have to chip away at this.
Tell you what, that hurts, but the way they've been moving the ball tonight, I think they could bounce back right here and have a big run, and they'd be in okay shape.
Exactly. Norton in at tailback right now. So evidently, Miller looks to be a little winded on the sideline. So let's see how that works. It's a pass over here to Carroll. Carroll,
Pass complete to the Bobcats, number 88. That's Jordan.
good play, good safe play. Got about 7 or 8 yards.
And good effort by Carroll to run hard there. People on top of him.
And knocks it down to about 2nd and 20.
What, I mean, Coach Johnson's got to be happy with the effort these guys are making right now. They are all giving 100% and not giving up on any plays and putting their head down and running hard.
That's right, the Bobcats, but they need to eliminate the 2 mistakes they've had of hurt them. They need to get on the scoreboard and separate themselves. You know, like Notre Dame last night, dominated the football game, but a lucky play, and they just could have lost it. So you don't want to mess around. Pitch to Norton. Has a hole, has a big hole. And Norton picks up exactly where Miller left off. Picked up about 15. And it's going to bring up still a 3rd and 4.
Great job by the offensive line so far tonight, opening up the holes and letting these guys get some room to run.
Phil, I think if they go to the outside, they can pick this up. I think and they're pulling the guards and just leaving mismatches on these corners.
And I think they've run pitches the last 2 times they've had 3rd downs, haven't they?
I believe so, but this is a big one. I think if he gets at least 2 or 3 yards, you may see him go. Harriman stacking the line of scrimmage. 8 guys up front. Pitch. Good second effort, but that time stopped.
Tell you what, Harriman had the whole defense right on top of that line, and they were just keen on that run that time.
So the Bobcats, because of the turnover, are going to have to punt. But so far, the defense has hung tough and not having to play nearly as many plays.
And really, considering the field position they had with the 1st and 25, not a bad situation of series of downs there, but just couldn't make up all those yards they lost.
They tried a fake punt last week. I think they could. I mean, you never know. He feels confident in his defense. Too much time, probably. Yep. So that'll back him up 5 more.
No real harm there if they're punting the ball anyway.
The Bobcats need to get their head back into the game and start not making mistakes. If you're up 28, then you can start making mistakes. They need to keep focused. I know they're excited. Great kick. Nowhere. All over that.
Great pursuit and good coverage by Jonathan Green and Brandon Carter there.
Do you have your quarterback back returning punts? I don't know. It doesn't seem like a good idea to me. I mean, maybe if you're Tommy Frazier or Slash. But
Another good punt by Norton. He's been punting the ball great this season.
Good spiral, good hang time. Gave his guys plenty of time to get down there. So it'll be 1st and 10 Harriman from the 28, who has, I think, 1 first down.
Really, the scoreboard's no way indicative of how this game's been. I feel like Oliver Springs has dominated this game so far.
Nothing. I mean, absolutely nothing.
Travis Robinson getting in there.
Yeah, defensive line, all of them. And They really need to get a couple touchdowns here and really just take their chances. I mean, the Bobcats right now looking probably the best I've ever seen them. But they've had 2 mistakes that have hurt them. Of course, a fumble at the 1-inch line and a penalty on a 25-yard run. So, but the defense right now not showing any signs of giving up that lead. So it'll be 2nd and 11.
That could be intercepted.
Oh, the ball was thrown up for grabs. 47. There's my man, Michael McCarter. I talked about him last week on the show. There again, perfect position. It was either intercepted or broken up. And right now, Harriman is not being able to pass or run successfully. So if the Bobcats can get a couple more touchdowns, they should be in good shape.
And real good adjustment by McCarter. They got him a couple times last week. Seymour did, but good job by that kid to come back this week and make the coverage.
Beautiful. I mean, he was all over that. I mean, he looked like the receiver on the play. Knew where the ball was. It's going to be 3rd and 11. Looks like a busted play. Incomplete. Borm, the whole 5 guys, 55, 47 McCarter, all over that play. Borm, and the defense, he had to throw it hard, and to get it wouldn't have been a first down. Great defense. And Bobcats just impressive all over right now.
This defensive line is playing so well. I mean, both those passes, they were just in Borm's face, forcing him to make the bad pass.
So let's see what the Bobcats can do.
Back to receive the punt for the Bobcats, number 25, Jonathan Green. Punt formation, number 5, Jonathan Borum for the Blue Devils.
He does it all.
Good kick. It should be returnable. Green called for the fair signal, fumbled it, but got it back, so that's okay.
Early whistle there, too.
Yeah, early. That would have been probably blown dead, so. Borman looks to be a little shaken, a little tired.
Well, he's returning punts and punting and playing quarterback.
So, Oliver Springs back now, 1st and 10, good field position. 8 minutes left to go in the quarter, up 6-0.
First and 10 on their own 44-yard line.
Miller, the quarterback, and they're going to bring 2 receivers. I don't know if this is not to maybe relieve a little of that pressure from the 8 guys Harriman is bringing up. Miller.
Wow, still carrying him.
Picked up 5. Harriman not getting up as much yardage, but dragging them. Hitting him 2 or 3 yards, and he's dragging them for 4, so it's going to bring up a 2nd and a short 5, maybe long 4.
I'm glad to see Miller's back in there and know he's okay because he's been running so hard tonight.
So the Bobcats ball resting at 48. It'll be 1st, 2nd, and about 4. Clock running. Maybe need to hurry up a little. We already had 1 delay game. Miller and 42. Kenny Bain are in the backfield. Pitch. Miller running strong. Breaks a tackle. Breaking, turning, winding, grinding his way down for about a 15-yard run. Phil, he's just running so hard. They're hitting him, and he's just bouncing right off. All that Warwick done.
And the offensive line's doing a good job, but really, the second effort by Miller tonight is incredible. I can't say enough about him.
Yes, very excited about what we see here tonight. Clock running. Bobcats driving. But I'm sure Coach wants to see them get in the end zone. Will not settle for anything this time. Miller. I mean, it looks like getting a hit close to him at the line, but he's just moving forward, gaining 3 and 4 yards at least.
And relieving some of the pressure on Chuck because now when they decide to go the pass, that run is going to open up that passing game.
Exactly. I mean, you could use a nice screen, a nice quick yard out, which they ran for about 7 or 8 yards. Just basically right now they can do anything they want. But right now I'm sure Coach wants to get a couple more touchdowns before he goes to anything else. Miller has a hole, breaks the tackle, and works his way inside the 35. And it's going to be about 3rd and 3, excuse me.
And they're putting 8 guys within a yard and a half to 2 yards from that line and still not being able to stop him or get any penetration.
And as the game wears on, a tackle or two, and they're in trouble. I mean, they're having to do that now in the second quarter. I'd say if the coach even gets a yard or two, they could be in field goal range, but right now, I think he just wants to get the touchdown. Their defense is playing great. Fullback up the middle, falls forward. He's very close. If not, he's got it. It's Hirsch, good job mixing it up. They're looking for Miller. First down.
He's short.
No, fourth down and an inch.
And it's interesting to see what Coach Johnson's going to do here. It looks like he's going to go for it.
And less than a yard for a first for the Bobcats. Ball.
I say go for Miller.
Yeah, that I formation right behind Hirsch, let Miller get the ball.
Breaks the tackle, breaks one, he's got it open, and there you have it. Touchdown. Do you see one? No, you don't. Give him 6. Touchdown, Eric Miller. They needed a yard. They got 30. Touchdown, Oliver Springs up 12-0. They're going for 2 here.
Big 32-yard run there, and it happens a lot when you have the 4th and short situation. Everybody gears up and tries to stop that, and someone just pops through and breaks.
As I said, he broke that tackle, and it was Katie bar the door. No safeties who are having to play over in case they do pass. Chuck's going to call for a timeout here. Wanted to get the 2-point play. With timeout, your score, Oliver Springs 12, Harriman nothing. We'll be right back. They scored on runs of 4 and 32 by Miller. That one on 4th and 1. So the Bobcats 12-0. Going to go for 2. Lined up in a power I. Harriman, all guys are up in the line. So this is going to be an interesting play. He's got him. Touch. Beautiful. Beautiful. They used it against him. They used it against them. That was the same play they ran last year at Harriman to beat him in overtime. What does Oliver Springs do? Turn around, run it this time, wide open, 14-0.
Jonathan Green just snuck to the back corner of that end zone, and there was no one near.
And this Harriman team looks confused, like they don't know what hit them.
And that's what I was talking about, too, about the running game, opening up the opportunity for the passing game there. Chuck had plenty of time and made a good pass, poised himself.
14, he's 2 for 2, actually. So the 2-point conversion complete to Green. But again, Oliver Springs, 4 minutes and a half. You know, they need to keep concentrating. Don't let Harriman get any kind of momentum. They're a dangerous team. You know, if we get the ball back and score before half, and we get the ball, so it would be really, really huge if the Bobcats can get a knockout punch before half.
And kicking to that sun in the first quarter really was a big factor because now they're going the other way, but the sun's down now and it's not really hurting Oliver Springs at all.
Yeah, exactly. And it got them a touchback. Harriman couldn't do anything with it. They got the field position. So right now, everything Oliver Springs doing and going their way. Let's see. And a good kick. They're kicking it. And there's a punt. And Oliver Springs has recovered a big turnover, 1st and 10 from the 15.
Big recovery, big turnover down there. And was that Andrew Crazy down there again?
It was 86 Carroll, 16 in on the play. Oh, and the speed, good. You know, usually when you're running and you're just looking at the ball here, you're not worried. He saw the football, dove on it, didn't try and pick it up and run. Oliver Springs 1st and 10, going to knockout punch.
Great hustle by Carroll, and that's the second time tonight we've talked about the effort he's made.
And the defense, which has got to be tired, back out there again for Harriman. Bobcats now definitely in field goal range, but looking for the touchdown. Send 2 receivers, and Harriman now backing up, respecting the pass. And it's a pitch. Miller, 5, 10, and he's thrown into the end zone for a flag down.
Flag on the play.
I think it's a face mask.
Hold it. Indication against Harriman. Face mask against Oliver Springs.
face mask against the Bobcats.
Face against Harriman. Okay, the umpire pointed wrong. So was that a touchdown, Phil? I did not. Touchdown, it is.
Yeah, they made the wrong call there. I saw that, and I told you it was a face
I was
mask.
like, you don't usually get an offensive team face mask. And he carried Harriman into the end zone with him. I mean, this is getting to be ugly. If the Bobcats continue to play like this, we can see some youngsters in the second half.
Punchback in Notre Dame doesn't carry that much on his back, Brent.
Exactly. High snap. No good.
Extra point attempt.
So the Bobcats, usually pretty good on the extra point, having some problems tonight, but up 20-0. I don't know. That's two-point conversion seems to be working well.
and important to turn those turnovers into points. It's a
Exactly. You use one play. I'm sure. I mean, that's almost 50 yards on the left. He runs from Miller. He's probably up close to 150 range, and we're not even a half yet. If he leaves him in, he could go for 300 tonight, which would be. I'll tell you what, the rest of the region better stand up and take notice.
and the momentum is just so huge right now. I don't think Harriman knows what to do. I believe they're overwhelmed.
Exactly. I mean, the crowd, we are on the Harriman side, not a word. I mean, just, like I said, this is the only team Oliver Springs has not beat since I've been here. And I know Jason said it's been a while, so, you know, I'm sure they thought they were going to win this football game. But right now, the Bobcats, all the momentum. And if you're worried about the offense, it's coming back with a vengeance tonight.
Number 24, Nikki Estridge.
Another high kickoff, 32 again. This time, make sure he has it. Goins takes it, breaks a couple of tackles, but just gets out to the 25. Bobcats swarming. I mean, absolutely swarming the football.
And it's important here that they don't let down or let up any here, because they're way out in front, but there's a lot of football left to be played here tonight.
Exactly. Good point. You want to just stay focused, keep after it, Harriman's probably going to have to throw the ball a little more, and just keep focused. Don't let them score before the half, and you get the ball in the second, just keep going, keep the intensity. I mean, they're excited right now. They just need to keep their heads in the football game. And like we said, Borm will throw under immediate attack. Borm just having to throw it away. I mean, he's had to do that all night.
Hirsch was right in his face on that one. And the key there is the defense having all this time to rest on the sidelines, and they're coming out here fresh. Even though a lot of these kids play both ways, it's important that they have that rest and stay fresh tonight.
I think Coach has been able to run a few players in and out, giving them, like he gave Nort and Miller the rest. Miller resting right now, so he's getting plenty of rest. Now, if clock stops, 2nd and 10, if they can hold it, they could get the ball back and put some more points on the board. Really put this thing out of reach early. It's 20-0, 4 minutes left to go in the second quarter. Harriman gets a good run. Goins broke some tackles and gained about 20 yards. But again, not a big play, but not a huge play. Didn't break it for the touchdown. Good play by Maple.
And good run by Goins. It could be easy to get frustrated because he hasn't had much time to run the ball tonight, but he's given a lot of effort here for Harriman.
That's right. Clock ticking. Harriman trying to mount something before the half. Harriman has about 50. Try it again. No. Absolutely. And that defensive front is just awesome. Last week, Seymour couldn't run on him. I mean, defense looks great for Oliver Springs.
Once again, Goins nowhere. The defensive line has looked great for the second week in a row. They're not letting anybody in the middle this year.
And they've slowed down, I mean, big time, the outside. So it's 2nd and 9. Eskridge breaks off a tackle. Down. Big run by Eskridge as he snuck through there, but big tackle by 47 McCarter to save a touchdown.
Shoestring saving tackle by McCarter. Great effort. A good run by Eskridge.
Exactly. Bobcats giving up a couple big runs as they're looking for the pass. It's going to be 1st and 10, Harriman from the 20.
And the option offense is a tough offense to defend against. And they've done a fairly good job tonight, but Harriman's going to get a couple good runs. Fumble. And, oh, I think they kept it, though.
Again, a fumble. Harriman's turnover problems just about lost it there.
And a lot of pressure on that ball, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see a lot more.
Yeah, they're hitting him immediately, so not very clean exchanges, but they gained about 3 on the play. So Bobcats defense being challenged right here.
That's the yards gained on the fumble.
4 yards on the fumble. So Oliver Springs looked like they had a chance to recover it, but just could not quite come up with it. Winding down, about 2 minutes left to go in the half. Borum keeps it. And will go in for the touchdown.
And some missed tackles there on Borum. But that's what we're talking about, the letdown on defense. It's important to come right back out and run the ball right down their throat.
So we still got 2 minutes left in the half, and Harriman goes down and gets on the board. A couple of big runs, so the Bobcats need to be careful.
And there's still time to do something with the ball.
Yeah, the way they're running, at least get into a field goal range.
But
that hadn't worked too well.
But I'm sure Coach Johnson is a little upset with the defense.
Jimmy Bankin, number 12.
Letting 3 big plays on that drive. And it's a fake, and he's looking to throw it, isn't he? Oh, and it's good.
It's fake, and it's 20-8. Flag down. No, it's against the Bobcats, it looks like.
Tell you what, don't know what to do.
It is against Harriman. Personal foul, so that's going to move the ball back on the kickoff. So that's going to give Oliver Springs.
I think once again the refs missignaled. I believe it is against Oliver Springs, and they're going to get back here on the kickoff.
Let's see what you don't want to turn over here. You just want to at least go up 20-8. You've had a solid first half.
Byron Basil with the kickoff, received by number 25 for the Bobcats. That's Jonathan Green.
Jonathan Green gets it up to the 40, so field position, Oliver Springs, good field position. Minute 50 left to work.
Interested to see what they do here. If they try to run it or if they look to throw it.
I'd say you run it, see how if you can get inside the 50. I mean, don't give Harriman anything right now. You're up. 2 touchdowns would have to beat them at least, and they'd have to hold you, and they haven't been able to stop you. So if they can go ahead and try and get down here and get some type of score, it would be huge. Because right now Harriman has a little of the momentum.
And the last thing we need right now is a turnover.
So here we go, 1st and 10 from the 38. Miller has the corner, breaks a tackle, is hit, and
Ball carrier number 24, Eric Miller.
gained about 7 on the play.
Boyd, number 10, assisted by number 70,
They need
Corey
to get up on
Davis.
that line or call timeout 1, and it looks like they're content to just run the ball and run out this clock.
Yeah, but I think if they break a long one and get in some scoring territory, you might see them use. I think they've used 2 timeouts, yes. So maybe that's what they're waiting for. First down will stop the clock. 2nd and 4. Here we go. Harriman backed off the line, so they're pretty much giving the Bobcats right now some yards, but trying to get up the big play. Good play by Chuck. They had the screen defending, he threw it away. Good job.
And Harriman didn't fall for that at all.
Number 4, Byron Basil. Pass in.
But good play by Chuck. It wasn't there. He threw it away. And they get a second, 3rd and 4.
And I was afraid he threw it away too much there for a second. I thought they were going to call grounding.
But they were over there, and that's what you do. So it will be 3rd and 4 for the Bobcats. Harriman, again, playing off the line. Going to try and just contain the Bobcat running game.
And they need to pick up this first down, keep the clock running.
Pitch to Miller, has a hole. God, has a big hole. Dragging, winding.
Flag on the flag.
There's a flag, though.
Number 24, Eric Miller.
It's going to come back.
Carlton Goins, number 32, brings
Holding.
Miller down. But there is a flag.
But he had a huge hole down in. I mean, Harriman's got to be concerned.
There had to be a hole there as big a hole that was.
So to bring it back to 3rd and 12. Probably about 40.
Called against the Bobcats.
45 seconds. Oh, I see what it is. 45 seconds left to go. That's a 10th. I didn't know that. So 45 seconds left to go. Clock running. Just something safe, maybe a draw. See what you can do. Going to halftime up.
The draw worked well last week, too, end of that game.
And that's what it is. Big hole. Breaks the tackle. Drags. Almost has a first down.
Eric Miller, stopped by Roy Boyd,
And
number 10.
I think
number
Harriman's going to let
32,
this clock run
Carlton
out.
Goins
Doesn't look like they're going to stop it, and they won't even have to punt. This is the
Uh,
end. Now they get a timeout. Waited too long.
Timeout call.
They may try and come after it.
With 10 and 9/10 seconds left in the first half.
They wasted 12 seconds there. They should have got that timeout quick.
So 10 seconds left to go in the half. Important thing here, you don't want to take a block punt. You don't want. You may just go for it. I don't know. You only need a yard. You've been able to get that all game. May even break it. You know, Harriman probably is not going to put a lot of guys up there. If you don't get it, they're 50 yards away with one play left.
Well, you know, you send in your punter, and if they come after it, you try to run it, fake it, whatever. Just don't make any stupid mistakes here.
Exactly. So I don't know what coach will do. Oliver springs up by 12. The missed field goals hurt him a little bit. But the Bobcats have been potent out. Penalties have hurt them. They got to cut down on the penalties. They're going to go for it.
And the Bobcats had dominated this game up until that last drive. Harriman looked like they still have a little life left in them.
Harriman, of course, they're not going to go down easy, but I say you come out, you score. If the Bobcats can come out and score and go up again, 3 touchdowns, it'll be real hard. Miller has a huge hole. Huge. Dragging. Call it timeout.
Do they take a chance to try
Yeah, oh yeah. They're going to put him in the field goal range.
Once again, number 4, Eric Miller.
Here we go.
We've seen Simpson make these in practice, but he's had a little trouble tonight, so it's interesting to see what happens here.
Bill,
Timeout called Bobcats.
I don't think Harriman, I just think, look, their hands are on their knees. They're exhausted. I don't think they can handle this Bobcat. I don't think there's really anything they can do but just hope for turnover.
It's interesting to see how they come out in the second half and what adjustments they make.
Miller has got to have close to 200 yards. I'd say 180 in just the first half.
The fans got a little excited there when they saw that Simpson was getting a shot here.
This is going to be a 44-yard attempt. But the big thing is, if it's a bad snap, eat it. Don't take a chance on a block. Of course, Harriman's not really coming after it.
Like a field goal attempt.
Wow, it looks like it's going to be about a 46-yard attempt.
By number 30.
It is. He makes this huge, huge momentum for the Bobcats.
And I like that Coach Johnson's giving this guy a shot to try this field goal.
Simpson, number 5,
You never know. You may need this to win the ball game.
held by number 25.
Right now, they're having trouble getting the placement down.
This would be as long as in regular season play. He got it away.
It's up. It is good. He nailed it as the first half comes to an end, and the Bobcats take a 23-8 lead and just took back all the momentum at the half with your score. Oliver Springs 23, Harriman 8. We'll see you in the second half. You, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Wallace Blackfield and Harriman, where it was a very happy first half for the Oliver Spring Bobcats. They didn't score last week. Well, they've come back with a vengeance tonight. 23 points in the first half, 3 touchdowns for Eric Miller, 4, 32, and 15.
Kingston 6, York 6, North City 20, Scott County 0, Baird 14, Bradley County 8,
some scores.
27, Wartburg 14,
Rockwood ahead of Wartburg. Wartburg is a much improved team.
Falls 18, Maryville 0, Oneida 7, Sweetwater 7,
Not in Sweetwater.
Campbell County 0, Cleveland 35, East Ridge 0, Oakdale 6-0 over Sunbright.
So some nice scores. Couple Rockwood, about the only one that sticks out. But Wartburg was down last week, came back and scored with Marty Cox there off the ball game. But let's talk about this first half. Eric Miller, 20 carries, 210 yards. That comes out to 10 point first down every time he touches the ball, 10.5 a carry. Bobcats had some mistakes in the first half, and of course, give up that late drive. Now you got to be careful here. Harriman could onside. I mean, you got to be wary. It's dangerous. You need to just focus, get a touchdown or two more, and hopefully put the younger guys in and play for Scott County next week, who's losing 20-0 right now to Lenore City. So the Bobcats up 23-8, and will receive. Norton, Carroll, and Green are all back. Waiting for the officials. And they will kick it. Carroll take it. Bring it up the middle. Has a hole. And gets up to the 44. Field position all night. We've started from about the 40 every time.
Yeah, completely different story tonight on the field position. Last week we started off on the wrong foot. They came right down the field and had a bad field position from the first drive. But tonight, completely different. It's been the other way around. Harriman has had the bad field position, and we started off around the 35-40 all night.
If not in their territory. So let's see what the adjustments have been made. This first drive is always usually crucial. Look like they're trying to get a little speed up in that defensive line as Miller takes the ball, gets hit, and gets 7. So, I mean, if he can continue to just I'm sure Coach just wants to take time off that clock.
Yeah, they want to continue to run the ball and keep this clock moving because their defense has played well, and they don't really have to be concerned about scoring a lot more points, but to keep the clock moving and keep the ball moving.
Exactly. You hold on to that football. You don't want to give them anything cheap. The one turnover was on the 1, and it did not hurt, so the Bobcats have been fortunate, but still a half remains, and anything can happen. Fullback up the middle, big hole.
Ball carry number 44, that's Hirsch.
Yeah, Hirsch down inside the 45, so the Bobcats picking up right where they left off. Just strong. They worked out real hard in the offseason. I mean, these kids just bulked up. Lucas Collins really worked hard. I see Eric Miller, the whole team, and just really, this is a team. This is not. Eric is emerging as a leader. Chuck, I mean, the offensive line, and that's what's crucial. It's not just one player, it's the whole team doing their job, and that makes a winning football team. And it's going to be, if they can keep this up, it will be an exciting season. It's 1st and 10 from the 43. There's a pitch to Miller running hard. Matt stood up, but he's still in 4.
Another hard run by this team. It's almost an incredible transformation this team has undergone in a week. I haven't seen one part of this team look bad tonight, other than a couple big errors. They've played solid football on both sides of the ball.
And now Harriman, they're tired. They're starting to injure. Oliver Springs. Time's slowly becoming an ally, but not yet. We still got a lot of football to play. If we stick it in here But the thing is, right now, Oliver Springs smells running hard, doing things, playing good football. And this only segment, it's very encouraging. A couple of mistakes, but nothing that has killed them. Jones brings up a 2nd from just inside the 40. Harriman playing a 7-man front. Again, Hirsch, big hole, drives, first down.
All of these guys are running hard tonight, making a lot of good effort.
And you know, this is, like you said, the option is tough. This is tough because they're keying for Miller, and they're not expecting Hirsch to get the ball. And by the time they know, he's already picked up the first down. So first down inside the 35, clock running, under 10 minutes left to go. Bobcats leading 23-8. So Bobcats.
This is exactly what they want to do. They want to come out in the second half and assert themselves, moving the ball.
Good pitch, breaks the tackle, uses his speed, and tripped up as he gained about 5 more.
He's gained at least 5 yards on every carry.
Yeah, it's power. Just that surge, and you know, before they can even get him, he's already into the backfield. So.
And a lot of that has to do with the surge of the offensive line.
Exactly. I mean, they're not getting to him. They're running inside, outside, upside down, any way they want to run right now. So the clock continuing to run, down close to 9 minutes. So the Bobcats have had the ball for about 3 minutes already in the second half. But you want to get that touchdown. Miller again. That time contained a little bit as he will pick up 4 more on the play. It's going to be 3rd and 3.
And Travis Robinson just moved him right out underneath the nose tackle that time. I tell you what, here at Channel 12, we like to recognize the offensive linemen.
Exactly, the offensive lineman, Travis Robinson. Who's 80? James Gibson, 80. Travis Robinson, we'll get you the rest. It's hard to see from where we're at, 3rd and 3. Bean.
Miller's still his feet.
Miller, they just right now, I mean, this is Nebraska football. This is what has made Nebraska, just running the football. And if you're not strength, if you're not strong, you're not good. I mean, they're just going to wear you down. And that's what they're doing. They're pretty much doing anything they want right now.
Another good job run blocking. This time we're going to mention 56 Chris Taylor and 69 Jeremy Bean.
Exactly. We're trying to get all the guys we can. They've done a great job. Miller again will score. That was a 12-yard run. Easy. He was up the middle. He looked up, and he was 5 yards away, and Fear was in the last safety. He froze. Like a swan. We'll call him Swanson's chicken dinner, you know, after you get home late, because he was frozen.
Like a deer in headlights. I tell you what, I wish I had Miller on my fantasy football team. That's 4 touchdowns.
Exactly. I mean, you know. And here, I suggested to Phil that they've missed 2 extra points tonight. Should move it back. Also, we want to make that Eric Norton was the holder. They've changed and gone back to Green, who holds in practice, and that was the key. And they had about 20 yards on it.
I think you put that extra point on top of the school.
Yeah, so the Bobcats came out, got the ball for 4 minutes and about 15 seconds and scored. And are pushing some nails in the coffin, Phil.
And exactly what they wanted to do here to start off the second half. Run the clock, move the ball, and keep doing what they've been doing this whole game.
It's going to take probably at least 3 scores for Harriman to win this, at least, to come close. It's 4. And the way Oliver Springs are melting that clock, I don't know. And the fans, the team, are just really feeling it. We're over on the Harriman sideline and pretty much stunned. I mean, they played a good, tough Kingston team, tough last week. And I'm sure their expectations were high.
And a real good showing by the Bobcat fans tonight, coming out here and supporting the team. We need to have a lot more of that.
Exactly. But, you know, Phil, next week they get a Scott County team that I saw play against Caulfield. Small team again. Unless, you know, they've lost 2 games. They're getting killed right now. You know, next week you're going to get the same dose.
I'll be looking forward to that.
And Scott County doesn't have the speed of Harriman. A great kick. 4. He's got a little hole. Being forced. And forced out of bounds by Simpson. So a good return for Harriman to the 43.
Simpson's a big guy for a kicker, too. He could probably make some good tackles.
But good job by the Bobcats. They contained it. It was a good return, but didn't give up the quick, easy touchdown. I'm going to make them work. Run clock.
It is the best starting field position they've had all night.
3-yard line.
So let's see what the defense does. If they can get them 3 and out and get the ball back, it would be huge.
And Harriman Shirley is trying to fire up the crowd. I hope that defensive line continues to play with the same intensity. Right there, they're just trying to strip the ball.
Nicky
Eskridge will pick up 8.
about the 49-yard
Eric Lane in on that tackle.
Stop by number 81, Eric Lane. Number 56, Chris Taylor for the Bobcats.
So it'll be 2nd and 3 for Harriman. So Harriman starting to move the football. They're not quitting. I mean, this is a Harriman team that is not trying to win this ball game. They're trying to put something together for the rest of the season.
Flag on the play.
I don't know. It may have been offsides Oliver Springs, but yeah, defense off jump. It's going to give him a first down.
Yeah, they got him to jump there.
The Bobcats have definitely been the more penalized team tonight, but
The crowd beginning to get a little irate. They want to see something out of this Harriman team.
so they've moved the ball about 12 yards, 5 of it on a penalty. Clock under 7 minutes. That's what the Bobcats fans are anxiously waiting. But Harriman's got some speed. They could score quickly. Bourne on a good run. Norton comes up to make the tackle.
28-yard line.
Bourne,
Number 9, Eric Norton.
strong running by the quarterback. So he picks up, gets inside the 30.
That was a good fake there. Once again, the defensive line closed up that middle, but Bourne bounced outside and kept the ball.
That's right. So you're probably going to see him try and bounce a lot of things outside. And Bourne shaking up. That's huge.
Boyd coming in to quarterback him. Bourne does look like he's in some pain. He's limping off.
And that's big. He plays defense. He's a lot limping, not at full strength. And like I said, they're tired, and that happens when you're tired. So new quarterback.
And he is their punter, and if his foot's hurting him, it'd be interesting to see what they do. So Boyd's in now at QB.
And he fumbles the snap and just gets hammered. And that happens a lot of time when a new quarterback has to come in.
That's where there's the big injury up to Bourne hurting him already.
So he loses about 3 on the play. He recovered it, but
Good job by the defense to notice the change at quarterback and jumping right on him and pressuring him.
so 2nd and 13.
Now Boyd has thrown a pass in this game on the fake conversion.
So he can throw and probably looks to be a good runner. So the Bobcats are going to have to just keep their eyes open and make the sure tackle. Again. First down for Harriman as they're getting some success outside.
Once again had trouble with the snap, but got around the outside again. Good tackle out there by Norton and McCarter though.
7, that's Michael Carter for the Bobcats.
So 30 to 8, 5 minutes, 40 seconds left to go. And Harriman's driving, so the Bobcats have got to stiffen up and stop this Harriman team.
If there's anything good about this, it's keeping the clock rolling.
Exactly, they're not giving up the quick strike, so making them use some clock, but they need to get tough right here. Hit immediately that time.
Team meeting on the quarterback.
Exactly, they timed that perfect, and they lost about 4 on that.
Roy Boyd, the quarterback, stopped by number 81.
The field gets shorter here, and it's harder to get outside, so
Aaron Long.
it's a big play. This Harriman's come up with big plays on 2nd. Let's see if they can shut them down and force them into 3rd and long.
And Aaron Long's a little shook up on that play. I think he's having a problem with an ankle down there.
So the first Bobcat looks to be just maybe a little. Well, we're going to have a ticket timeout with timeout the score. Oliver Springs 30, Harriman 8. So that Aaron Long shaking up, but looks to be walking up under his own power. Maybe it is hot, and you got to understand it's still summer. And the defense is probably tired. A lot of these guys are going 2 ways, and they're not as dominant as they were in the first half. But 2nd and 14 for Good hit, as he had a hole, but
The ball carrier fights his way down about the 11-yard line.
the Bobcats got a hit on him. I think that was Bean
16, Brad Carter.
and Brad Carter
Along with number 81, Eric Lane.
and Eric Lane and Jeremy Bean all in that tackle. So it's going to bring up a 3rd and 8, 3rd and 7. Bobcats need to stop them here. You know they're probably going to go for a touchdown no matter what. So clock continues to roll, heading down toward the 4-minute mark in the